When it comes to audio gear, you've often heard it said that you get what you pay for. So is it possible to achieve hi-fi sound on a budget? And what if that budget is only $200? Today I'll be sharing my thoughts on the OSD MB5 bookshelf speakers and whether or not a sub $200 pair of speakers can provide a hi-fi experience. Now before we jump into the review, we are less than 30 days until the Midwest AV Experience, and I could not be more excited. M-Wave is a 3-day event that myself and Ryan are hosting at the beautiful Lead Center in Lawrence, Kansas from July 22nd through the 24th. The purpose of the event is to bring home theater and 2-channel enthusiasts together for a weekend of audio and video demos, comparisons, and some good old Kansas City barbecue. You'll get to demo RTJ's Tower of Power, which features 4 18-inch subwoofers and 8 10-inch drivers. Various systems from Martin Logan, including their $80,000 pair of Neolith speakers, and Sony will bring an arsenal of projectors as well as some of their QD OLED displays. You'll also have the opportunity to participate in blind projector and amplifier comparisons so that you can determine for yourself the differences without bias. M-Wave VIPs will have access on Thursday before the event to 1 local home theater tour, while VIP Gold and Platinum members will have access to 3 home theater tours, with all VIPs joining together for a dinner at Ryan's home Thursday evening. It's going to be an incredible event that you don't want to miss. Complete details and registration can be found at MidwestAVExperience.com. Over the years, I have had the privilege of reviewing a wide variety of speakers on this channel. I've reviewed affordable speakers from KLH and Polk Audio, some mid-tier speakers like the Martin Logan 60XTI and Klipsch RF7 version 3s, and even some higher-end speakers like the Sonus Faber Olympica Nova 3, which retails for $12,000. Now I'm still sad to see them no longer in my theater room, but that's a story for another video. But until now, I have not reviewed any super budget-friendly speakers, so I wasn't really sure what to expect from a pair of speakers that only cost $200. Now in full transparency, my expectations were not very high. I figured they'd be decent, but not super impressive, but certainly might be a good fit for those of you looking for a very affordable speaker setup for your system. I did an unboxing as well as an overview of the MB5s in a previous video, which I'll link to down in the description below and also at the end of this video, which covered in detail the specs of the speakers, so I won't be going over those details in this video today. For this review, I had the MB5s connected to my Marantz AV7706 processor and my Monolith 11X amplifier, which provides them with 200 watts per speaker. Now my room dimensions are 13 feet wide, 19 feet deep, and a 10-foot ceiling. And my walls and ceiling are acoustically treated with GIK panels. Now when I first connected the MB5s, I honestly was very pleasantly surprised at just how well they sound. Within a few seconds, I actually stood up to check to see if I had my surround speakers on. They were indeed turned off, and I was only running in 2-channel stereo, but sitting in this seat, it certainly did not sound that way. The sound stage extended well beyond the width of the speakers and actually wrapped around my listening position, which was quite incredibly immersive. Now, I'm not sure if this is a result of the waveguide that's on the speaker or because I'm using combo panels from GIK that have both absorption as well as diffusion, but in my room, these speakers are absolutely enjoyable to listen to. So much so, 2 weeks ago, I actually sat down to record this video and I fired them up for one last demo before hitting record, and I found myself going through several playlists for the next 3 hours. Well, needless to say, I didn't get around to recording the review that day. The MB5 provide a lot of value for their $200 price tag. Now another aspect I'm thoroughly impressed with is their mid-range. Vocals are very pronounced, they're kind of forward sounding. Stringed instruments are really precise and detailed, And I just love the way that the soft dome tweeter captures all of that detail and emotion without getting kind of bright on the upper end. Now, if you do not have a subwoofer, you can enjoy the MB5s as full range speakers. Now, keep in mind, although they provide smooth bass even at high volume, just know that they do have their limits of excursion and they're not going to provide that chest pounding bass. Now, I spent time demoing them in full range as well as setting them to small and letting the OSD Travoce 15-inch sub that I've got in for review handle those lower frequencies. Now, my preference has always been to pair speakers with a subwoofer, even in a 2-channel setup. This allows the MB5s to play louder without distortion as they can focus on reproducing mid-bass, mids, as well as highs only. And speaking of the highs, as I shared earlier in this video, I've listened to them for 3 hours straight with absolutely no ear fatigue. Another appeal of the MB5s are their size. At under 12 inches high, these bookshelf speakers could easily be placed on maybe a bookshelf, a desk, maybe even on some speaker stands. And I can definitely see a wide variety of applications for them. Now, the only real negative thing I can say about the MB5 is the cabinet. It's clean, but nothing fancy. These aren't showroom type speakers with massive speaker appeal, but adding wood veneer would actually increase the cost, and that's really not what these speakers were designed for. Now, they're pretty lightweight and there doesn't seem to be a lot of internal bracing when you tap on the speaker. But again, this would only drive up the cost of the speaker in price. Now, overall, I think the OSD MB5 are fantastic speakers that provide way more value than their $199 price tag demands. Give them some clean power and they're going to absolutely sing. Pair them with a sub to handle the lower frequencies and you've got a very affordable, killer 2.1 channel system. Now, I also reviewed the AB5s, which are the powered version of these. Sound equally impressive, but they have the built-in amplifier and just make it easier to set up if you don't want to buy like an AVR or a processor and external amplification. Now, if you're interested in that review, I'll leave a link to it down in the description below. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends to help us get to 100,000 subscribers. Be on the lookout next week for a new review, and as always, you guys be blessed, and we will catch you in the next video.